Don't sit down now. We don't sit down and glide. All right? Join hands. Catch your neighbor's hand, your brother or sister's hand. The stranger next to you, catch their hand, or his or her hand. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Listen. 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 As you hold on this morning to the hands of humanity, also reach around the world to those who are suffering severely, who are in great need. They're hungry and don't have clothes and don't have houses, places to stay. In fact, many of them don't have comfort from others. And so would you help us give comfort to the world? Ron Swish is going to lead us in prayer at this time.
Lord, as we come here to pray for our community and our society and our world, we're so aware of so much suffering around us. There's so much grief and pain and hurt. There's so much illness and loneliness and uncertainty. But also in this world, there's some goodness and some wholeness and some joy. And so when we come together in prayer, we want to bring these two together. So the goodness and the joy and the wholeness can overcome the wretchedness of people's grief and illness. That's our prayer this morning. So come with your healing presence to bind up our wounds and heal our brokenness. Come with your courage to give us strength to overcome our fear. Yes, come with your vision to make us aware of our connectedness to each other, our need for each other, so we can eradicate hunger and poverty and estrangement and war that destroys us. Then lead us into blessed peace, that our behavior can be stilled and our joy can be uplifted. Lead us into strength so our weakness will not prevail and our fears will be overcome. And above all, Lord, lead us into love, that we can be people who care and love and are concerned for those we meet. This is a day that you've made, and we want to celebrate Glide's Health Clinic. And so we rejoice and we give thanks. Amen. Hallelujah. Right on. Shalom and salam.
We're going to do a Christmas spiritual. Well, it's really year round, entitled Amen. You know it, most of you. We're going to try it, but everybody sing it. It goes like this. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Oh
turn around and embrace your brothers and sisters. Embrace each other. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. Sit down, sweetheart. Sit down. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Now, my brothers and sisters, if you haven't heard gospel music, then you in for it today. Blood ensemble. Don't they look good? Don't they look here? They look good? All right.
Baby, Mary had a baby, yes, my Lord. Mary had a baby, yes, Lord. The people keep a coming and the train gone. Yes, Lord. Yes, my Lord. Yes, Lord. The people keep a coming and the train gone. Yes, Lord. Children, yes, Lord. Listen to the children, yes, my Lord. Listen to the children, yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone. Speaking about freedom, yes, Lord. Speaking about freedom, yes, my Lord. Speaking about freedom, yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone. The children will free us, yes, Lord. The children will free us. Yes, my Lord. The children will free us. Yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone. The people protest. Yes, Lord. The people protest. Yes, my Lord. The people protest. Yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone. The people have power. Yes, Lord. The people have power. Yes, my Lord. The people have power. Yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone. Mary had a baby. Yes, Lord. Mary had a baby. Yes, my Lord. Mary had a baby. Yes, Lord. The people keep on coming and the train gone.
Alan and Terry and Patrick. Check it, Dave. This is the one that goes here. Thank you. Okay. This is a stage thing, okay? It's just the way we weave things in. So we look at each other and we know what's going to happen. Well, every once in a while we know what's going to happen. All right, let's do another one.
How's everyone this morning? Let's see if we can bring someone a little hope this morning.
anybody does not leave here with hope today, I don't know what to say. Tell you. Okay, come on, do one more.
Hallelujah, let's praise God. How you doing this morning? Church, I said, how are you doing this morning? I'm so glad to be here. I want to say that I'm living. Well, I got my health, and I ain't got my strength. Thank God. Really? I don't know how you feel about it. I want this sleep, Lord. Yes, Lord, I won't complain. We're going to say it again. I said I'm there. Truly blessed. And I got a voice to talk. Thank God. Yes, Lord. Don't know how you feel about it. I want that sleep. Yes, Lord. I won't complain. Now listen here. If you want to see a miracle, then all you have to do is
Roosevelt. That's it for the Glide Ensemble. For the musicians. Let's hear it for the best signer in America. He signs with rhythm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to do something very special at this time. We have a number of representatives here. We're going to be a part of our health clinic, but before I present Janice Mercatani, let me just say this. It takes us sometimes a long time to put everything together. However, most times it takes us just a very short period to get things together. We are convinced that this health clinic will help this city to become healthier, wiser, and maybe even a little wealthier. But the important thing is we want to make sure that the poor and the have-nots and the rejected are lifted to a new level. And so we are very proud to, in fact, open this clinic. And the person who's really been behind it from the very beginning, because much of it was along with some of the women from the street, is Janice Mercatani here. This is the lady who did it right here. Janice Mercatani.
Thank you. You know, when we started talking about, well, before we even started talking about the clinic years ago, I think the thing that motivated where we are to today is the bottom line for many of us, and that is pain. We realize that so many people, particularly people who have been marginalized, particularly people who have been poor for 1, 2, 3 generations of their lives, simply raise their tolerance for pain. They don't feel, we begin to feel that we don't deserve to feel any better. And as we began talking to women and men about what they were experiencing, what they were suffering, some of us on the staff, Cecil and myself, and this wonderful committed staff we have here, who have also shared that experience, said, gosh, we need to let people experience that they don't have to raise their tolerance for pain, that they can come someplace, and if we can get this partnership together where we can get the experts who can help them with their medical health and their mental health, together with those of us who understand the population, who can provide the counseling and the aftercare, who can provide our area of expertise, our years of experience, our population, and us come together in a unique and innovative partnership where we can really open the doors to a new quality of life for people, where they don't have to be afraid that they're coming someplace to die or for more pain, but they're coming to a place that cares and that will get rid of their pain, help them get rid of their pain. So what a great occasion this is. I'd like to, thank you. I'd like to ask Dr. Fung and Grace Galzagorry and Wade Rose to join me on stage, as well as the other members of the clinic staff. They're going to say a few words to you, but I just want to say thank you to all of you, because without you we couldn't do any of these things. And again, we're we need you. We need your support in helping us continue to take care of the total person. So not only are they feeling better about their physical and mental health, but they're feeling part of this family. Thank you for continuing to be this family. Dr. Gregory Fung will be the Glide Clinic's medical director. He is a physician from St. Mary's and St. Francis hospitals, and he is so good that he is Cecil and my family physician, Dr. Gregory Fung.
See, my notes are kind of wet with sweat here. But I feel like kind of that newborn baby that is brought out to show the rest of the family, not knowing really what's going on, but really enjoying the attention. So that my parents taught their 6 kids that helping was the way of life there. That we started out in helping with, as soon as we could, in fundraisers, selling cookies, candies, and Christmas cards. And the last one is a little unusual if you know that we went to a Buddhist church. So that they taught us that good works is anything that you can do. It's not limited at all by what's available or what you choose to do. And so we were taught in the beginning that we needed to clean the toilets at the church, which is something I don't do at home. That our helping was planning to help all the time, and with our $1 allowance, 50 cents of it would go to a group pot where the 6 of us could decide what charity to give it to. 25 cents went to a pot where I could decide on my own, and then we could enjoy the rest of it. That was allowance there. That all of that together brings me here today, and that I need to thank my parents again, and the parents are right here in the form of Cecil and Jan, in the form of CHW and St. Mary's and St. Francis, in the form of the UCSF School of Nursing, and in the form of Oceania. That each one of these has demonstrated over 30 years of gestation and 2 to 3 years of meetings and conferences that differences in understanding can be overcome, and that cooperative compassion is something that not only is the way we're trying to work, but what we are trying to do. But most of all, I'd like to thank the Glide extended family. The Glide extended family who is welcoming this squalling infant into their middle, and knowing that we have a lot to learn and a long way to go before we can be a full member of this family. Because really working together to help everyone is what we're trying to do. Thank you.
Wade Rose is Vice President of External Affairs, Catholic Healthcare West, West Bay, and it is from their foundation, St. Mary and St. Francis, that it supported the initial 6 months of funding for the clinic.
Thank you, Jan and Cecil. We're very proud to be welcome into your home. This is a great opportunity for us as Catholics to participate, and Jan wanted me to tell you that we've taken one step of bringing the Catholics and the Methodists together here. It might be easier than bringing the Catholics and the Catholics together. In fact, we were with Tony Bennett on Friday night celebrating about almost 150 years of Catholic service organizations in San Francisco, and I think this room should have been there. It would have been fantastic. We're very pleased, as we said, to be here, welcome into your home, working with you to bring the resources of healthcare, which we have, to bear on Glide and on the Tenderloin community. Our sister hospital, St. Francis Memorial Hospital, is up the street. It's going to be directly involved with you. St. Mary's Medical Center down by Golden Gate Park will be as well. And we're just pleased that we can collaborate and make San Francisco, through our collaboration with our partners at UCSF, a much better place to live. Thank you very much.
Grace Galzagorry will be the Glide Clinic Director of Health Services, and she comes to us from the University of California, San Francisco School of Nursing team. Grace?
I paid a lot of people to applaud for me today. It's paying off. I had actually started working as a clinic director here about 6 months ago, and this was the first job I've ever had where it was an advantage to be a lesbian. And that was quite an honor. Actually, I've been asked this morning to acknowledge the people from UCSF who have contributed to this project, and it's really quite a task. And I want to say also that from having worked so closely with the people from all three organizations, that it makes my task a bit difficult because over the last 6 months, the institutional walls have really blurred for me, and it's all become about people. And the people that have put this together and the people who have donated their time and their energy has really been the beauty of working with this project, and it's really been phenomenal. And to thank the people from UC is only one small part of it, so I really have to thank a few other people as well. But I want to start with the acknowledging and thanking Cecil and Jan for providing the leadership for us to be invited into the Glide family and to start this clinical service here. We've been very welcomed also by the Glide staff, who have been phenomenal in accepting us here at the Glide. I wanted to thank Dave Richmond, Valerie Santos, and Lauren Ginniger, who were part of the planning process from the very beginning and who have really been dedicated and devoted to working on this project. And also from CHW, I want to thank Daniel Ostro, who's from St. Mary's Hospital, and Claire Dyer, who is works at St. Francis Hospital. They've been very dedicated, helpful, supportive. It's been wonderful. Okay, that brings me to UCSF, and I had to write a list because I really thought that my memory might not serve me very well up here under these spotlights. The UC faculty have donated all their time and their support for this project. Everyone who's worked on this project has not been paid, and I think that's really a phenomenal donation. I'm really honored to work with very talented faculty, and I want to thank these people for their talents as well as for all the moral support that I've been given over these last 6 months. Bill Holtzimer, our department chair, Barbara Bergel, the vice chair, Joanne Sachs. If you're here, why don't you stand up? I think it would be nice. Jerry Collins Bride, Judy Sweet, Carmen Portillo, Sherry Stork, Catherine Waters, Brian Buds, Zena Mursky, Marcia Cohen, Linda Chaffetz, Marion Gillen, and Kathy Kelber. These people have been phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. And there was one student, Yuko Leong, who really deserves a special mention, and she even made our sign upstairs for the Glide Health Clinic, and she was very dedicated. I wanted to give some special recognition to Dr. Suzanne Henry, who's here with us today. She's also on the faculty at UC. Dr. Henry is a very talented woman, and she not only wrote and obtained a grant from the National Library of Medicine for us to have internet access in the clinic, as well as for the HIV and AIDS program here at the Glide, but she also facilitated a donation for us from Oceana, which is a software company based in Palo Alto. They've donated computers, software, and training time to the clinic, which for us to have a computerized medical record. I think the key word there was that they have donated training. The training is going to be phenomenal in the sense that I'm part of the training process, and it's a challenge for me to just find the on-off switch on a computer. So I want to thank Annie Leahy and all the other staff from Oceana. You've been really, truly wonderful. I'm almost done, Jan. I do want to acknowledge Greg Fung, Dr. Fung, who has been involved with the project in the sense that he has really been donated all of his time and his energy and his talents, and he has been teaching all of us more about humility and compassion. And last, but certainly not least, I really want to thank Spirit for providing the guidance for this process during the planning process, as well as for all the blessings in my life and for having given me the talent and the opportunity to contribute to creating a better world. Thank you.
Could I just ask the Catholic Healthcare West people please stand so we can acknowledge you? I wish we could call all the individual names, but we can't. Catholic Healthcare West folks, please stand. Thank you. This gentleman here is really new to our staff. This is Tim Agar. He's joined us as the clinic administrator. We have Lauren Padilla, who is the medical assistant, and Kevin Coombs, who is going to be our case manager. And we have Catherine Dodd from the Glide Board, who's going to be on the advisory committee, along with Dave Richmond from our staff. So thank you. You can see that this takes a huge number of people to pull it together and to have all the right ingredients. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Sandra Hernandez. Stand up. And Viva Paredes. Viva. Thank you. Dr. Hernandez is a shiro to many of us, and she was the chief of the Department of Public Health here for a while, but now she's the chief of the San Francisco Foundation. And Sandy Morey, my friend, are you here? And Jeff Morey, okay, you didn't. Rain. Thanks to all of you for helping us put this together. It's a unique, wonderful partnership, and we look forward to saving many lives together. Thank you. And if you will all join us for a reception upstairs on the 4th floor where the clinic is going to be located, we'll have a brief reception, refreshments, and you can greet people personally. Cecil?
After the celebration.
Right, after the celebration.
Not now. Is John Roth here? John, are you here? Where's John? John's got to be here. He gave us $230,000. Where are you, John? Somewhere. I don't see him. We'll bring him. We'll bring him one Sunday, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. We would like to invite you to join our fellowship here, our extended family. After the celebration, we invite you to come to the first door on your left and become a part of it. We have taken in over 800 new members this year. We expect to take in 1,000 by the end of December. I would expect at least 30 people to join this morning. Don't disappoint me. From the 11 o'clock, we had 18 from the 9, so I would expect we'll go over 1,000, but you got to help us, okay? So much for that. Also, what am I? Adoptive families. We lack about 35 families that still need adopting. The families are those that have 3 children, usually 3 children, maybe 1 or 2 more in several families. What we want you to do is understand that in adopting a family, Jan and I are going to adopt, she's going to adopt one, I'm going to adopt another family. In adopting families, what we do is you give them gifts. That's the main thing. If you'd like to meet them and be with them and hang out with them, fine. If you'd like to invite them over, fine. The important thing is do it at your pace. The critical thing is to make sure that they get gifts for Christmas. That's the important thing. So after the celebration, you can check with Anita. She's going to be downstairs, and she will take your names. I think we got how many at 8, 9? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Where's Phyllis? Come on, Phyllis. Dr. Kaplan, where are you? Oh, here you are.
Good morning. There is not a moment long enough for me to explain to you why I'm here, why I've been here for 30 years, why I've raised 10 adopted kids here. It's too much, and too many wonderful things are happening. But let me tell you that you're in the right place, and the time is now. I hope I've become a little well-known for the fact that when I get up and do the pledge, I always say today is a special day. It's double Sunday. Please, if you're thinking about giving money to Glide, think about giving a little more today. The ushers can start to come forward. What I want to say is you're hearing about grants we have. You're hearing about $230,000 that somebody gave us. It isn't enough. It is. I used to say just when we thought we caught up with the Joneses, they refinanced. Just when we had enough money for food for 4,000 people, they stopped the food stamps, and we're going to go up many thousands. We need you to really dig deep into your pockets and to pledge today, to give money today, and to be part of this wonderful community which is really making a difference in this world. Today is also Pledge Sunday. All of you will find an orange card. Oh, the ushers, will you please come forward? You all have an orange card. As a member of the board for many years, I need to tell you I've learned to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. We need to be fiscally responsible. So it is wonderful when you come here and you give a check and you help us, and sometimes you double it. But when you sign a pledge card, it gives us an indication of how much money we can count on in order to do the budgets for the following year. So either fill them out and put them in the bags as they come by, or take them home and mail them in. We really need you to pledge so that we can do a better job, if that's possible, planning. Glide is a wonderful place to give money because it all goes to make a difference in people's lives. We're all asked so often to give so much to places where we don't know where it happens. It happens here. The time is now. We need your support more than we ever did before. Give money today, fill out a pledge card, and be part of this wonderful family that really is building a better world. Thank you very, very much.
Hello, my name is Melissa Quinteros, and I am on the youth committee for the toy drive. And all I would like to ask today is if that you can give brand new toys, because there's thousands of kids in San Francisco that really need toys. Thank you for your support. Bye.
I'm Joyce, and you can go to your companies, your family, your friends, please ask them. The need is very great this year. Please ask them to donate a toy, a brand new toy to Glide. We'll be more than appreciative. And bring your new toy, your unwrapped toys, to either on the first floor of the Crisis Center, Anita, or to the third floor of the children's program. There will be a volunteer orientation in room 209 after the 11 o'clock celebration. Volunteers are needed for Christmas activities. Please stop by the volunteer table. On Christmas Day, there will be 2 celebrations, 2. One at 9 o'clock and one at 11. And also do your early Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah shopping right downstairs at Glide. You don't have to go out in this rain. Tapes and CDs of the Glide Ensemble, Glide T-shirts, and the Glide sweatshirts and books by Cecil, Jan, and our children and community are available in Freedom Hall after the celebration. All proceeds from these items will benefit the Glide programs directly. And now we have our beautiful T-shirts, mugs. No, we do not. But you can see them downstairs. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, thank you. I'm giving this time thing here. Hi. I also wanted to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Jane Norvik, who is the Dean of the School of Nursing from UCSF. Are you here? You are here. Thank you for your presence. And Dr. Carol Estes, who is the Director of the Institute on Health and Aging at UCSF, longtime Glide member. Thank you. I understand, I've just received this card from Iftekhar Hai, who is the Director of Interfaith Relations of the United Muslims of America, and they are donating $1,000 to the clinic. Thank you very much. Stand up. Thank you. That was dramatic.
Still taking up money. That's fine. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. We really ought to get a lot of money with that one, with the baby there handling the bag. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so very much. This is one of my old hippies here. Been here for 25 or 30 years. Jacques. Before I speak, we're going to do an original number. John and Ron and Jan and I wrote this song. It's entitled Love to Give. Okay?
When you feel the Spirit call and you come to give your all, and your life needs love and care, and nobody seems to be there, what a joy, what a life to live. Just reach out and reach within, let the Spirit's touch begin. Not the time to play. Lift your voices in loud praise. What a joy, what a life to live. What a joy, what a life to live. And what a joy, what a life, what a peace, what a people, and what a gift. What a moment, oh, I got love to give. What a gift, what a joy, what a faith, what a hope, what a smile.
So what you got to do is find a way, a situation, a community, a people, so you can give more love. Come on now, say the love to give. Oh, say the love. Imogene and Roosevelt. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you that were here 2 weeks ago know that the United Methodist Church, nationally and internationally, came to this city to participate in what they call an urban convocation. And a lot of the people who are in the power, the bishops and the national directors of society and of urban affairs and all those other things. I don't know that much about the Methodist Church, so I got to pick through some of it. Really, you know, look, when I was a Methodist, I really knew, but, you know, I've been well, anyway. I used to know some of that stuff. I really did. I really used to know. But you see here at Glide, we don't have any Methodist structure or anything except folks. And every church wants folks, you know. Anyway, they were here. And they wanted us to do certain things, and we helped to deal with the urban problems. The previous meeting of the urban convocation of the Methodists was in, where is that place in Alabama? No, not Birmingham. Did I say Birmingham at night? Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, Birmingham. What? Well, Birmingham, you know, it's like, yeah, it's like whatever. Okay. Anyway, Birmingham. Let's assume it was Birmingham, okay? Okay, so we'll move on. It was in Birmingham. They came here 2 years later. And they said, this is a strange place. But what was strange also was the fact that they knew for years Glide had been different because we choose to be different. It's an actual decision on our part to be different. I had a baby at the 9 o'clock do the same thing when I got to. Anyway, I shall never get We even did an extra celebration for them. So we did 3 while they were here that Sunday. And they crowded out some of you. And I said, look, you know, I don't want my home folks getting upset about not having a seat, because I know how you react anyway. Every Sunday when you come and you don't see a seat, you start pushing and shoving folks, you know. So I know what you're going to do before it even happens. And they were here, of course, pushing and shoving too. Anyway, the interesting thing that happened is that they said something that was not shocking to us, but they said, we have come home. We have come to Glide. We have turned our backs on Glide for years because you live diversity. You live inclusiveness. That's the term that we used 25 years ago. Now, what's behind all this? What's behind it? In 1972, I was invited to come and speak at a national and international conference of the United Methodist Church. When I arrived, I took a plane load of people with me. I always take a plane load of people whenever I think there's going to be danger. I took a plane load of folks, and you're talking about diverse. It was a diverse group. We had some bad-looking folks on that plane, you know. And so when we arrived, the press was all there because they said, oh, it's so, you know, this is that church, that church. Now, what they had accused us of, this is going to shock you. I had been at this church then about 6 or 7 years. And they accused us of having a topless choir. They accused us of having radicals at the church. We did. They accused us of having gays and lesbians and bisexual at the church. We had. They accused us of mixing the folks up too much. You shouldn't mix folks up like that. They should stay with their own kind. I said, what kind are you talking about? That's right. Stay with your own kind. I thought everybody was my kind. They accused us of not using the Bible. They said I didn't talk about Jesus enough. Well, they said I didn't use dogma, theological dogma. I said I'm not dogmatic in my theology. Why should I always use your language? So I created my own language. But whatever they accused us of, they were there waiting. Now, what had happened, let me tell you how I got to speak at this conference. There was a white bishop who put my name in the pot. There were 6 people's names in the pot. Okay, 6 people's names in the pot. They didn't know my name was in the pot. And what they did is they just voted on the pot. Those who selected the speakers. So my name was in the pot. And after they voted on it, they said, all right, who are the names there? And finally they said, oh, Cecil Williams. I forgot to tell the 9 o'clock people. Do you know that they had the audacity to send a bishop and a delegation out here to talk to me to try to dissuade me from coming to that conference? Do you know what I told them? You know me. I ain't gonna say what I... See, you want me to get in more trouble. You love to see me in trouble. Tell them, Caesar. Oh, man, I'm telling you. I mean, they sent a delegation out here to talk to me from Atlanta, to talk to me. Don't come. They even said, you know, if you want to be elected bishop, we will help you become a bishop. I said, bishop? I'm already a bishop. What you talking about? Okay? I did. I told him, I said, what you talking about? I don't need to be elected. I've been selected by my people, you know? Anyway, so be it. We did. We went there, and the other ministers had preached their sermons each day, and I was the last one. And I was to preach at this United Methodist Church, First United Methodist Church in Atlanta. And the minister, who was white, said, we don't want that rabble-rouser speaking from our church. So the bishop overruled him and said, he's going to speak, and let him shake us up a little bit. Anyway, it was so much publicity behind this till there were 6,000 people who came to try to get in. So we had to go to Civic Center. Coretta Scott King came, Andrew Young, you know, all the civil rights folks, all of those folks came. It was a joyous occasion. And Jan and I went down where the folks get down, and we found a gospel jazz group down there, and told them, said, our musicians can't come, but we want you all, let's hear you a little bit. And they were playing that night, so we got them. We said, yeah, okay, yeah, we got you. Come on. All of them had come from some Baptist church anyway, so they came on, you know. Did a great thing. When I got ready to speak, they introduced me. I walked behind the pulpit to speak, and a white dude ran down the aisle, white young man, jumped up on the stage and said, I want to speak. I am from some Christian organization. I don't even remember what. I knew it was a conservative, ultra conservative. Because he said, this man cannot represent Jesus and God, and I can. I said, if you do all that, come on, brother, you stand here then. So I put him behind the pulpit. When he got ready to speak, I walked up to him. He's standing here. I walked up and did this. And he started trying to talk, and finally I could see him shaking, you know. And I put his hands down so they wouldn't shake to help him out a little bit. So he finished. That may be some of them. But anyway, I'm doing what I do every Sunday, folks. Much of my stuff is very spontaneous, you know. And so, anyway, I said to them the very first thing was that in the next 25 years, you will have to face a change in the life of the church. I didn't know that, but this is the 25th year. Amazing. I didn't, you know, I'm just speaking, y'all. I don't know what I'm saying, you know. Yeah. But the important thing was, I said to them, I want you to know that Glide is not going to take your stuff any longer. We are a church within the church, and we're going to live it and not talk about it, and we're going to stop meeting so much, and we're going to start working more, and we're going to give ourselves to the world and say to the world, we're here because we believe that something must happen in the world. And we left, of course, that next morning. Now, why am I telling you this? Because the Methodists said when they were here 2 weeks ago, we want you to know that Glide is the place that has taught us that has informed us. We know now that the table must include everybody. We must take a risk. The Methodists must take a risk. And so I come to you today to say, we will always take a risk. This church will always take a risk. Because you see, when there is still injustice, then what we must do is find ways to make justice come into existence in concrete experiences for people. Justice and love. Justice and love. Now, one of the more important passages in the Old Testament that is so close to me for the last 25 years is this one. And this is the one that helped me to face so many things, because it's about how justice comes into hope. Listen to it. Therefore, justice is far from us. Justice must be found because we don't see it that much. Justice has turned its back on us, and righteousness stands afar off. So you got justice and righteousness moving away from humanity, from the people. If that's the case, then truth has fallen in the public square. There is no truth, even publicly or privately. The Lord saw it. And when the Lord looks at something, when God looks at something and sees that there is injustice, then God does something. And God said, wait, there is no man, no woman, no child intervening. Nobody's doing anything about it. There was no intervention, says the story. Then he put, and here's beautiful stuff, Jan, that you poets do, and those of you that write beautiful passages. When God got ready to do something, God put humanity there and said, you shall wear the breastplate of righteousness. See, God's getting us ready, okay? So you got to put on the breastplate of righteousness. Isn't that a beautiful passage? The breastplate of righteousness. And then you got to put on the helmet of salvation. I would call it liberation. The helmet of liberation. And then you got to put on the garments of vengeance for clothing. And then when you put on the garments and the helmet and you put on the breastplate, you're ready to go. And where do people go? The writer says, and he came to Zion, like a place, Jerusalem. He came to a place. They came to a place. The people came because they were ready to bring about justice. And when they came, they brought with them redemption. They brought with them deliverance. They brought with them liberation. They brought with them a way by which people could be taught and worked with, by which you can hear the theme running again and again and again. Let my people go. I'm going to Zion so my people will be free. Let them go. Let my people go. And then the writer closes out by saying, arise. Like, get up. Arise and shine, for your light has come. Now you can see it. And the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. And now we can go and do the deeds, the work that is before us. Glide has been there because, you see, glide feels very strong rather than worship. I mean, we're not into a worship thing. We're into a celebration thing. And I want to tell you, 35 years ago, was one of the first persons who used to call worship celebration, because I felt like that we had something now as we stand before God to rejoice about, to be blessed about, to say we are here, especially in this community. We are different. We are those who come with our differences to share our commonness. We are those who may not get along at every moment, but whatever the circumstances, we will find ways by which the avenues will open up, or we will open them up, and then we'll cross the bridge with each other, finding each other, standing with each other, embracing each other, loving each other, standing up for each other. Yes, that's what we'll do. And so what we created here was a celebration. 35 years ago. We celebrate here, folks. I mean, we don't come, this is no dull place. There ain't no, if they're frozen people here, they get thawed very quickly. You know? And I've seen some folks who, oh God, what are they going to do? Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And don't let the cameras be here, because they're afraid that back in Iowa, somebody's going to take their picture and show it back there, right? I'm teasing, of course. Not so much, though. But anyway, why do we celebrate here? Well, first of all, when I first came here 35 years ago, I said, this is a church with high music. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You all don't know this, but I can do some high church music. I just haven't done it in a long time. But I told the musicians today I'm going to rehearse something, like something from Handel's Messiah, and I'll do that bass thing. And he shall. Okay, I got it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Work with me. Work with me. I'm going to do it one time, and then it's over. Don't ask me to do it again. Okay? Don't ask me no more. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying the few folks that were here had closed up everything, and they said, we don't want nobody in here but those of us who are already here. And about the third Sunday, I said, the walls are going to crumble. I'm taking off my black robe, and from now on I'll wear color. And I remember putting my picture around my neck one Sunday morning in a frame. Didn't I do it, Jan? I did it. And I said, see this dude here? He's gone, Jack. Gave him up. He had that robe on. Black robe. Now, what I'm really just simply come here to celebrate. Do we have something to celebrate? Yes. When people are healed, you celebrate. When people are strengthened, you celebrate. When people move from woundedness to a clear mind and a clear heart and an open life, we celebrate. We celebrate. That's what we do. We celebrate. And one way we thought we'd do it without any doubt was to get in jazz and blues and gospel and boogie and way down home stuff, y'all. Yeah. We want to make sure you don't go to sleep up there in the balcony or any other place. What we're really doing is we need to celebrate life. Now, we also need to make sure that some way, somehow, that our good work appears on the scene, because you just can't celebrate life without doing something in regards to justice. To make justice work, you got to do something about those things that are unjust. And so what we've done through the years is we've tried to find our way. And the most cutting edge circumstances, situations, no matter what they are. We took on all kinds of programs to try to relieve people, to try to release people, to try to redeem, deliver, to liberate people, to empower people, to help people to stand up. And that's what we've been about. And so Janice, with her mind and poetry and soul, through the years, has been able to draw a picture of what we can do in regards to, along with the folks who are affected by the program, because our programs always grow from the bottom up, to bring about that which would empower people. Now, having said that then, we've come up on something. We've come up on something that we've talked about for a number of years, but now we're going to go this way, and I want to inform you this morning, and then I'm going to close out. What we've come up on is we've come up on unique partners, partnerships, different kinds of partnerships, where we find an empowering force to work with people, no matter what the circumstances, to be where they are, to bring to them something that they need so very much, and that is fulfillment, a sense of destiny, a sense of knowing who they are and doing something about it. We call it self-definition here. We want to make sure that people are able to move from the ranks of the lowest and the least of these to those who also can move up with a quality of life. And so, as I said in the morning paper, you know, you don't have to come here to die. In this new clinic we're creating, you must come here to live. That's what we're doing. And Janice and Dave and others have sat down constantly to redefine, reinterpret partnerships. Jan began to talk about this 5 years ago, these kinds of partnerships, and her commitment is of course to make sure that this occurs. We are now engaging in some 3 or 4 kinds of partnerships that we're about ready to embark on. When we're building this new building here, which I hope we'll dig in the ground next week. If we don't, I'm going to take a shovel myself and go out there and start digging. You know, you have to sign all these papers. I've signed so many papers, I look like a piece of paper. But anyway, you know, the important thing, though, the important thing is that all of these things are coming together. We're seeing possibilities of new partnerships with the unions. What we've said, whether it's the unions or the contractors or whether it's community types or activists or professionals or business, well, no matter what we're saying to people is simply this: when we partner with us, you must know that we are different. We're not just going to settle for the standard way of operating. We're not standard, not at all. I hope we'll never become just standard, you know. We're different. And the way I want to put it simply is this: we want people to know that we want to bring about justice on the workplace so that people won't have to always go for the lowest job with the lowest fare. No, we want people to work in every walk of life. And so therefore our appeal through Just Janice and others is to change the process and the bottom line so that all of us can be mutual and equal, and we can walk together, children, and don't get weary. There is a passage in the New Testament, as I close out, where John sends some of the disciples to talk to Jesus about the deeds of Jesus, the work of Jesus, And when they get there, they say, we're going to raise a question with Jesus, and that is simply this. When they talk to Jesus, they said, John sent us, and he wants to know, are you he who is to come, or shall we look for another? Are you the one